Bayamon Club, and the Roadrunners all giving chase. Looks like the Roadrunners finishing up fourth with a 5:12. And so this is a good opportunity for these young athletes to not only compete against clubs that they've heard about and seen, but also some clubs that, maybe they've never heard of.
No, and that's the beauty of this meet. Just exactly like you said, Kevin, you're getting teams from all across the country coming in, teams from California, Texas, Florida. And you'll get to see those teams, but once or twice a year, and obviously in Houston in 2 weeks, teams from all 50 states. And this is a good experience for those kids, because when you're in high school, you're running against traditionally the same 10 or 12 teams in your area, week in and week out, so definitely a great opportunity for these young athletes.
And you know what else I've noticed here at the Wide World of Sports is we've had a chance to see athletes, obviously, here domestically, but we've also seen teams come from all over the world. We have teams from Puerto Rico, Bayamon in particular, the Commonwealth there, but also we've seen teams from China come here to play basketball. I'm sure we'll get some Brazil talent. We have lots of visitors that come from Brazil up here. Maybe eventually we'll get some teams to come up here and compete. It's just been a wonderful experience for all the young athletes to see not just what you can do here at the Wide World of Sports, but also what you can do against top flight competition from right here in the U.S. of A.
Well, you mentioned the team from Puerto Rico. They brought 127 athletes up to compete at this meet. So just a great opportunity for those athletes, but also for all the mainland U.S. athletes to compete against those youngsters. And just a fantastic opportunity.
You been down to Puerto Rico lately?
I have not.
It's a great place to go visit. Avoid the traffic. Enjoy the food. Have a great time. Lovely, lovely place to visit. As expected, Miami Gardens in the maize and blue, running strong here in the early going. But boy, they've got their work cut out, because right now you've got Delco Stallions in the Carolina blue cruising right out to the lead with about 1:25 on the clock already in this race.
Boy, did you see how she played the angle there? Just cut over perfect and just sealed off the Miami Gardens athlete and worked herself in the lead. But that's what we've been talking about in all these earlier races. When you can cut over, but do it smart. And boy, she played the angle perfect.
So tough to teach that. Now, a lot of that is just experience, Michael. You have to be out there on the track, practicing it over and over and over.
Well, the other thing, carrying the baton, they got to practice running these, full 400 meters with the baton, because it does change your form. Not a lot, but it is different running with the baton and running without. And so, you look at these athletes, their coaches have obviously worked them, and they've done well. But you see that athlete there running in lane 2, she needs to cut in, because she is running a longer distance being out in that second lane.
And for no reason. Cut over. You gotta love the stride of the Delco athlete there, looking very smooth.
Oh, her coach needs to get along the fence line and cut her over, especially on the curve.
Siani Bennett leading the way from Delco. But just like that, here comes Miami Gardens giving chase. And believe it or not, that's Aaliyah Simmons, who stayed wide the entire time, and Simmons has reeled in Delco. She now has the lead and has a chance to get into the anchor leg for the final bell lap. And here we go, not cutting over immediately again. You're seeing Miami Gardens sort of stay out in that lane number 2, and I'm curious about that strategy.
I don't think it's strategy. Quite honestly, I think it's poor coaching. Those athletes need to be coached to move in. They're probably adding 50 meters to the race overall by staying in that outside lane. Tuck in.
So a strategic error by Miami Gardens may keep them out of the win. We'll find out as we come down the stretch. 3:39 already into the race. Probably going to wrap this one up in about 4 minutes even. So maybe 15 seconds to figure it out. Will they have the strength to pull away? Or will the Delco Stallions get it done? Down the stretch they go. It's Sydney Townsend and Delco cruising to victory. May even finish sub-4. They do.
Wow.
What a great run by Delco and Sydney Townsend.
Boy, I'll tell you what, though, Kevin, huge tactical error there by Miami Garden. They should have absolutely been side by side with them coming across the finish line. They ran the last 2 legs out of lane 2. Just inexcusable. That's a shame.
That's a huge difference in the distance, and obviously, from an energy standpoint, even if you're giving it all you've got, you really are fighting a losing battle, I can assure you. And they do finish about 2 seconds slower than the Delco Stallions. So a valiant effort from Miami Garden. They do pick up more points. We've talked about that. But it's the Delco Stallions going back-to-back in the Bantam and now the Midget. The boys winning the Bantam and the girls winning the Midgets, the 12-year-olds. Great job done there by Barnes, Dixon, Bennett, and Townsend. Your winners in 4 minutes, .1.
Well, the Miami Garden boys are in this next